real business owners.
It's amazing how many people, like I put a Facebook post out. It's like, listen, this is a 6-figure gig. Okay. Our culture is amazing.
Yeah.
We're not just going to hire anybody in this position. Okay. If you want to be in a 6-figure gig with part of a great team, an evolved team that you're going to get a ton of benefits from, hit me up. Yeah. I thought I was going to blow up on this Facebook post because like I get hit up all the time. Like, dude, I want to work for you. I heard you guys make great money.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say crickets because I got some people hit me up. In fact, some of them seemed pretty good when it came down to like, oh, man, I don't know, man. My insurance thing's doing pretty good. Like, I think I just need to write that out, dude. Okay, man, cool. Then why did you even hit me up on the ad, right? Or why did you hit me up on the post? But then I talked to Trev, and I'm like, dude, it's so weird, man. Like, this legit is a 6-figure opportunity. Every single one of our salespeople is in that department's doing 6 figures plus, right?
Yeah.
Why the hell are we not getting great people respond to this post in our local area? They all know. Like, I get hit up all the time in our community about coming to work for this specific department, and nobody is like taking it serious on my Facebook post. What the hell? And Trev says to me, he says, man, you know what's crazy? If you put that same position out on Indeed or Craigslist and you say it's $15 an hour starting, you're going to get blown the fuck up. So what did we do? We put an ad out for $15 an hour. We get blown the fuck up on everybody wanting to come and work for $15 an hour. Now that's great because there are some great people that just have never been at that 6-figure level that we're going to have to build. And I think that's probably what we ended up hiring is somebody that we're going to have to build up to that 6-figure guy.
Well, again,
or gal.
Shout out to Kat. Shout out to Kat over there.
We got some good sales gals.
She's a killer. It's just funny that you know some of you guys listening, you know, might not own a business yet or anything like that, but you have internal bias about yourself in terms of what your worth is or whatever. And if you see an opportunity to make 6 figures, you project your internal bias like, well, that's got to be hard, or that's not for me. Like I'm not qualified for that. You start selling yourself things and to talk yourself out of shooting for something greater than what you're currently dealing with, right? Or your current situation. And so it's just mind blowing to me. When Kel said he wasn't getting any hits on that, I was just like, watch, people know that they're worth $15 an hour, and they'll be like, that's not intimidating, but maybe I make 12 or 13 or 14, so that's an increase of a small margin to where they feel as though that they're not stretching themselves too much outside of their worth.
They think they're underqualified.
They think they're underqualified. You know, and it's super frustrating because I know that there's probably a ton of great salespeople that haven't had the opportunity to make 6 figures yet, and they might be seeing that, and again, projecting their internal bias just because they've never made 6 figures. Maybe they've made 40 grand or 50 grand, but in their mind, they have to be something that they're not in order to have that type of opportunity. And again, that's just them selling them something to talk themselves out of ever giving themselves the opportunity to move forward and get that opportunity.
That's so powerful for business owners listening to this, man, because like we forget that. We hit these different levels in our sales careers to our business owner careers to our operator careers, like whatever, right? And we forget that. But like somebody invested into us, right? Somebody gave us a shot, or we finally just took the leap and jumped into a commission job. And I had a team leader that invested into helping me get to that next level.
I couldn't believe the money that was being made.
Yeah.
When Bo, that I went to high school with, when I was hanging out with him landscaping, he's like, bro, there's people making like $1,500 a week, $2 grand a week, $3 grand a week.
On the regular.
And I was like, as a landscaper making like $8 to $9 an hour, and you guys need to understand this is a while back, right? This is when I was like 18, 19, so that's almost 20 years ago. So, minimum wage was like $5 or whatever, right? So, $8, $9 an hour was, not what it is today, right? But it didn't make sense that I would show up to work and work hard every single day for $8 to $9 an hour, right? And I'm sitting there making like $320 or $350 per week. And he's talking about somebody making 5 to 10 times that every single week. And I couldn't wrap my head around it.
Yeah.
Like it seemed unbelievable, too good to be true type situation, right? And so now that we're talking about it and I'm reflecting back on when I was first pitched the opportunity to have a 6-figure opportunity type job, sales job, it was, I glitched out mentally.
Sure.
But again, I was 19. I was young, and I didn't do good in school. I was a stoner, all this stuff. And so it was just like, there's no way I'm smart enough and qualified enough to make, $1,500 to $3,000 in a week. It's just, that just doesn't exist for guys like me. Right. And so now that we're talking about it, I remember that being me, projecting my internal bias on a situation. And then finally I reconciled the thought of like, fuck it. I'll just try it because I can always come back to landscaping. Yeah. Somebody's always going to need somebody at $8 an hour or $9 an hour to carry the sod or dig the trenches or, put in the sprinklers, all that shit. Right.
Dude, so same for me. You know?
It's hard to wrap your mind around that from our background.
I had to see it to believe it. Right. So when I walked in the first sales room and I saw the board and then I understood what the commissions were, I was like, and I love money. You love money. Like you got to find those people, especially if you're hiring for sales. You got to get those people that are like, they love money, right? I love money so much, I was willing to go park my butt right next to the team leader, Doug, and listen to his sales pitch, figure out how he does it. What can I do better to make sure he's closing more deals? You had the same thing with Robert Cameron. Like these people invested into us because they knew we loved money. They knew that we were there because we wanted better. Yeah. And so if you're building a sales team, it's important for you guys to like really understand this, right? Like understand that like somebody invested into you to get you to where you're at, right? We just don't come out of the womb evolved, right? So you're gonna have to build people. You're gonna have to build people up. And sometimes, putting an ad out for a 6-figure position is just not gonna attract the right guy for you. Putting an ad out for $15 an hour, finding that kid or that dude or that gal that's like just loves money and wants to grow, you're gonna have to build and mold that person. And then, obviously you're not trying to mold them into a sales manager out of the gate. You got to go get those people. They are in work. They are working for someone else like Kaysen. And, we had to go get that person. And so, I don't know what that was, but
it was a computer. No, you're good. You're good.
You're good.
It didn't bother me one bit.
But I think it's important for people to know that, man, when you're hiring sales teams. I've been seeing that a lot, man, in our business groups, just on Facebook. Like we go through it constantly. Like people are like, I see that question so much. Like, how do you get great people as in your company to do sales? Like, it's so hard for people. And it's like, dude, you got to build them. You got to create them. And you got to go get them from the right places. And
the probation office, NA. What else do we say?
Fremont Street.
Fremont Street.
That's Vegas, guys.
Go to places where nobody else will hire. Why? Because they have zero opportunity. And if you give them one, they better hold on to that shit tight. Dude. Because nobody else is going to give them the opportunity that you're going to give them in terms of, being able to make money. So
yeah, you're not really going to find good people on Fremont Street. But I have been sold some shit on Fremont Street I did not want.
Yeah, exactly. So they've got skill. I mean, they might be hopped up on something, and need more of that something. So they're being persistent and going to get that sell from Kel out in Vegas. But